Drafting here correctly will make your princess dart to fit properly on the breast, and it will not make it to sag.
Let's get prepared.
Get prepared.
Shh.
Listen
carefully
pay
and pay
attention.
attention.
I want to make a peplum top with spiral flay. If you really want to learn spiral flay in details, you have to go back, go to my channel and select the spiral flay. Then you see a video on spiral flay. So but then that is what I'm gonna use to make this peplum. So for us to make our bodice, that is the top, my client's length, half length is 17.5, and I'll have to add ½ inch to it, which will now make it 18. So I'm gonna measure 18. That's the first thing I will do. Measure my 18, mark my 18 throughout. Then mark on the armpit, which is at 9. Okay, then under the bust is 15. I'll mark under bust, and I'll mark upper bust, which is at 6. Okay, hope you are following the step. This is the simplest step to cut your princess dart. I bring down my tape. From here to here will give me 9, and half of 9 is 4.5, and I mark at 4.5. This is my middle bust. So this is shoulder, this is upper bust, this is armpits, this is middle bust, this is under bust, and this is the waist. That is the half length. So I hope these markings are clear for you. So now the next thing we do is to start drafting with the measurements we've got. Her shoulder is 16. When you divide it, it will give you 8. You now mark 8. Come down to the armpit line, mark 8. Okay, then join it straight. Again, this is a simple trick for getting an accurate armpit. You now, this is the same. This is a point of intersection. You place your tape at 2 inches here, mark it, and from here enter it to the center and to the center. A simple trick for getting an accurate armpit. You now, this is the same. This is a point of intersection. You place your tape at 2 inches here, mark it, and from here enter it to the center and to the center. Yeah, this is the simple way or the simplest way to get your armpits correct. So, and my client's dart is 4.5. So on the middle bust line I mark 4.5. On the under bust line I mark 4.5. On the waistline I also mark 4.5. Then join the 3 points. I want it to be very clear. So get your pen and paper, or rather your fabric, and be practicing along with me. Okay, so by this center, this is the center. So by this center you mark out 1 on the under bust line and 1 on the waistline. Join it. Hope you are seeing it. Yes. After joining from this point, you take it straight to this point. Okay, you can see it is slanty here and it is straight here. Okay, so the next thing we do is to join it. You can see this point is to join it from this point in a slight curvy manner to this point. Hope you can see it. So after this is the center part, we are done with the center part. The next thing is to get the side. That is where the core, this is where we draft the core. Drafting here correctly will make your princess dart to fit properly on the breast, and it will not make it to sag. All right, so what I'm using here is 2.5 on the under bust line. Come down to the waistline, 2.5 also. join it. You can see it is straight. Okay, then from this point, take half here, from this point in a curvy manner. You can see how I'm doing it. Join it. You can use your curve so to do it. You join it to this point, and from this point get 1 inch here and also join it. Isn't it simple? This is quite simple. You add 1 inch from this point and replicate this line. This line. Okay, so this is the process. That I hope this is very simple. Is there any question you have? Hit the comment button. I'm always available to answer your question. Okay, so the neck, we have to make the shoulder at 3.5. Okay, then deepen it by 6.5, so it will show some flesh but not cleavage. Okay, so we curve it in to our point 6.5. Hope you can see it. Don't forget to slant the shoulder. It is very important, by half. Okay, so and the waist of my client is 38 divided by 4 give us 9.5, right? 9.5 plus 2 inches allowance will give us what?
11.
It will give us, so let's approximate it to 12. So I'll have to measure here 3.5, 12. We have it. This is it. Okay, so time to cut. Bustier pattern. Half length is 17.5, and I added half, it becomes 18. So I mark on the 18, mark on the 18 like this, and mark on the armpit line 9. I think this is just the 2 lines for the back. It's quite simple, much simpler than the front. So you just mark the shoulder and armhole line. Then you have to add your zipper allowance, which is 1.5 inch, 1.5 inches. You have to mark the zipper 1.5 inches from up to down. Mark 1.5 inches up to down like this. Then from here I get my shoulder, which is 16 divided by 2 give me 8. Mark it on the armhole line 8. Join it at this point of intersection. You put your tape and mark at 2. Join it to nearly the center like this. Then my dart is 4.5. Place my tape like this and mark at 4.5. That is what I used for the front. Then by this side I take out 1 inch, and by this side I want to take out 2 inches, so as to make it 3, because my client is shipping. So I have to take these points, draw it up to the armpits. You can see where I entered. Take these 2 and join it here. You can see the difference. The front one has gap here of 1 inch, but this one, both that lines ended at a particular point, at the same point. So I have to, from here, extend it to 1 inch and duplicate this line. Hope it is clear. It is no big deal. I still repeat, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section. I'll be happy to reply. Okay, so our this thing is 12. The measurement is 12. I use 12 for the front, so minus the zipper, I'll put my tape 3.5, and from here I'll get my 12. You can see it is the same space that I have for both front and back. Then the shoulder is at 3.5, and from here I don't want the back to be too down. I'll use 4 inches. So I'm drawing, and slants, do not forget to slant. Yeah, that is all. So let's cut. Okay, so this is the back pattern. Let's place it. Okay, let's draft the remaining piece, the peplum and the sleeve, before getting the patterns on our lace. Now see how beautiful it is here by the side. Okay, so let's draft the sleeve. Should I use 21 or 22? How many will be enough? Let's use 22. Okay, yeah. Now thanks for watching and staying till this moment. Thank you very much.